This is Coach Phillips. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And a good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome you inside the Carter Activity Center on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College, western edge of Paragould, Arkansas. I'm Dustin Seymour, bringing you tonight's contest between the Lady Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College and the Lady Bearcats of Rust College. It's our first doubleheader of the year, with the Lady Pioneers taking on the Lady Bearcats, and then the men following immediately after. And for the festivities, I have brought in a joyful assistant over here. Not quite as pretty as my volleyball co-commentator, but I have Carson Barrow with us. Carson, thanks for joining us.
Hey, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here. Great honor. And I'll have to agree with you there. Definitely don't compare to your wife.
About to say, for those who did not tune into our women's volleyball broadcast, my co-commentator is my dear wife, Olivia, who is a classmate of Carson's here at Crowley's Ridge. Carson played a little bit on the JV team basketball.
I did. Freshman year, played a little bit of varsity, a lot of JV. Had a couple of injuries, put me out, but enjoyed my time here. Enjoyed the great fellowship with the teammates I had, and enjoyed playing. And I actually got to coach a little bit alongside Coach Nutt and Coach Perkins. Got a great experience doing that as a student assistant. Couldn't have been happier at my time here doing that. And now graduate in December, so it's time's coming to an end here, unfortunately.
Well, we're glad to have you on the broadcast, as we have tonight a tough test for the Lady Pioneers, as the Rust Bearcats coming in receiving votes in the preseason national poll. Currently sitting at 9-0 on the season. The Lady Bearcats averaging 72 points a game, but it's their defense that's so stifling. As you look down some of the lists that they have had, they held Stillman to 54 points, Tennessee Wesleyan to 54 points, held the number 15th ranked Lion Scots to 42 points. So what is it about this defense that you're seeing?
Well, defense wins championships. You look down their roster, you've got multiple girls that are averaging 2 steals or more a game. And, that's something. Turnovers are a huge part of basketball. Turnovers are what kills teams in the long run. It kills momentum. It kills your transition game. And for them, it's one of their key staples of their defense is getting steals, turnovers, and running out on a fast break.
That's when you look at the side-by-sides, they're pretty equal.
They are.
As far as, field goal percentage, the Bearcats 42.8, Crowley's Ridge 40. From long range, the Bearcats do have an edge with 41 total makes. However, they've also played 4 more games than the Lady Pioneers, so you got to look at those averages. So they're averaging 4.6 threes a game. Crowley's Ridge averaging just above 7. However, a big number of those in the name of Michaela Smith not on the floor tonight. Michaela Smith suffering a lower body injury in Florida. So Smith, there is a lot of points off the board for Crowley's Ridge. Second on the team, averaging 11.8 points per game. Seconded only to Madison Sellers, who is nearly averaging a double-double, 13 points per game. And pulling down 40 rebounds, averaging right at a just shy of a double-double. Men have played 4 games. I don't like it. They play different numbers, and they confuse me.
You look at it, you think they'd be on the same schedule. They're definitely not.
So the men playing their 5th game tonight. The Lady Pioneers playing in their 6th against the Bearcats, who shoot 63% from the charity stripe. The Lady Pioneers at 64%. The rebounds per game, the Bearcats have an edge there, averaging 46 boards a game. Crowley's Ridge 41. Helpers, the Bearcats 13.2 assists per game. Crowley's Ridge 12.8 per game. And both point leader and assists leader, both coming in the form of Shay Johnson, who averages 15 points a game and looking at 5 assists per game. How do you do that, Carson?
That's a really good question. It looks like she's their primary focus of their offense. It looks like they give her the ball, they let her kind of facilitate and figure out what they want to do. Looks like she's really good at driving to the hole, trying to attack, and on that, you bring in defenses, they close around you, and you have an open lane to kick it out to someone. So that's probably how she's getting most of her assists and points.
And that defense being stifling, however, at the same time, they turn the ball over quite often. The Bearcats averaging 17.8 turnovers per game, and the Pioneers giving the ball away 14.2 times per game. And so being able to, they're turning the ball over a lot, but it appears as though their defense is making up for that.
Yeah, it looks like they play a very fast pace of offense, and in that you're going to have a lot of turnovers. something that Crowley's Ridge needs to focus on tonight is trying to execute on getting those turnovers, execute on their defensive side of the game, get into the passing lanes, make them make mistakes. If they're going to play fast, we got to play with them.
And the both teams stealing away about 10 steals a game. Bearcats exactly 10 steals a game. Pioneers 10.8 takeaways a game. Pioneers and Bearcats both at 4 blocks a game. And so, again, on paper, they look similar.
They do. One thing that Crowley's Ridge is going to have a difficult time with tonight is the size advantage. You look over at Rust, and they have a lot of girls a lot bigger. Defensive boards, offensive boards, something we've got to do tonight is really box out. We have got to get on the glass. They are big, they are physical, and we have got to work against that.
We're going to take a short timeout, about 5 minutes away from tip-off here at the Ridge between the Lady Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College and the visiting Bearcats of Rust College. We will be back momentarily. This is Lady Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
If a natural disaster comes knocking, how prepared is your family? You can't just close the door on earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes and hope they go away. That's why it's important to make a plan now. Ready.gov/plan has the tools and tips you need to prepare your family for an emergency. So if disaster shows up at your doorstep, you'll be ready. Visit ready.gov/plan and make a plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I want to get back to kissing the cheeks of my grandbabies, making Sunday dinner with a house full of family and lots of laughs.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now, there are vaccines. And they are the very first step that let us get back to what we miss most. It's okay to have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I wait? Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is Lindsey Browning, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Welcome back inside the Carter Activity Center. Crowley's Ridge Lady Pioneers getting ready to take on the Bearcats of Rust College. Rust visiting Paragould out of Holly Springs, Mississippi. That's a northern edge of the Magnolia State. Holly Springs and the Bearcats, a first-year member of the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference, who will be a primarily HBCU conference. And so joining them, Philander Smith, Xavier University out of Louisiana. The men will take on the Gold, I think they are.
I think so.
It's like, I know it's one of those where the men and women have two different names, and I know that it's the like Gold Nuggets for the ladies, but a big season on the way for the Lady Pioneers and a big test tonight against the Rust Lady Bearcats in their last, 9 games they're undefeated. The Bearcats last game coming back on November 13th, that was a 79-54 victory over the Stillman Tigers. And the day before that, an 84-41 victory over the Lady Buffaloes of Arkansas Baptist. And then the one we've got circled as the Bearcats stifled the number 15th ranked Lady Scots of Lyon College, 54-42, picking up their 7th win of the season. And then taking a Division II NCAA Lemoyne Owen Lady Magician team, a 7-point victory. On the other side for Crowley's Ridge, Lady Pioneers starting the season, one of the best seasons that the Lady Pioneers had started with, 3 wins to begin the season. And the Lady Neers then have dropped 2 in Florida. First losing to Pensacola Christian 90-69, and then falling to the Eagles of Toccoa Falls. Both of those in the NCCAA. No, I don't have a stutter. That's National Christian College Athletics Association. A lot of NAIA and Division II members will be in that NCAA. Crowley's Ridge actually members of the NCAA right before joining the NAIA. In fact, looking at the national tournaments, 2016 NCAA national tournament for the ladies and the 2015 NCAA national tournament for the men. And so that is who the Lady Pioneers are coming off of games with. And so looking at it, we've already kind of touched on it a bit, but in the last few moments, what do the Lady Pioneers need to do to try and get this victory?
I think it goes back to the rebounding. I just looked at this stat, 130 offensive rebounds for Rust, and that is a huge amount of rebounds in 9 games. So something really need to focus on is getting on the boards.
Our buzzer goes off. We don't have a public address announcer currently. That's an issue.
That's a new one, I'll be honest.
That's a new one. We have 2 that we've been kind of going back and forth with, and I wasn't told, and the Lady Pioneers are just making their way towards the center court, so I'm guessing we're not going to have our pregame ceremony, so we're going to go right into it.
All right.
As we'll have our starters. As we look at the Lady Pioneers, we'll send out Lottie Hoffman wearing her usual 00, or her new. She started the season wanting to wear 00 and had some uniform issues and had to change, unfortunately for her, to number 35. And so she is back to wearing 00. Found that out during pregame warmups. Lindsey Browning will also join the court for the Lady Pioneers. Lizzie Roughton, Leah Still, and Madison Sellers will hit the floor for the Lady Pioneers. For the Bearcats of Rust College, Shay Johnson, Zoe Alexander, India Green, Jasmine Coleman, and Katie Blackman. So the Rust College Bearcats in royal blue jerseys and trunks, orange piping. At the center dot, it is Rust getting the start, and it's Shay Johnson going to start things off as she goes to Marquise. That is the men's roster. That is not Marquise Pepper taking the 3. That's Zoe Alexander taking the 3. Now here's a 3-pointer on the way from Jasmine Coleman, and she drains the 3.
Got to rotate out on that one. Got a little bit sucked in down there in the post. Got to rotate back out.
Madison Sellers and the Lady Pioneers moving right to left. A big defense, but there's a jump ball called. Possession arrow favoring Crowley's Ridge, and so it will be CRC basketball as the Lady Pioneers wearing home grays with green piping, black trim, green numerals, Pioneers across the chest, and white outline. Lizzie Roughton working the point between the circles, picking up a screen from Madison Sellers to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman on the near wing, tries to work around her defender. Back to Lizzie Roughton picking up a screen. Roughton cannot penetrate whatsoever. Strong defense out to Leah Still. Still's long-range jumper is good.
Kind of start you're looking for right there. Get a nice, clean, open look. Get in rhythm.
On the outside, wide open for 3 is Jasmine Coleman. That rattles out. The rebound goes to India Green, coming flying in. Second chance points, no good. Katie Blackman gets the offensive rebound. About 3 different offensive rebounds for the Bearcats there, and at least 2 free throws.
Yeah, just again, boxing out. That's going to be a huge part of this game. It's going to be something that needs to be, CRC has got to focus on. You're going to see a lot of Rust players flying in from the 3-point line to go for an offensive rebound. You got to pick them up.
So Katie Blackman will go to the free throw line. Blackman has not yet shot any free throws this year. Correction, no, she just doesn't have a percentage. No, she does, 66.7. Could help if I could read. 66.7, she misses the first of 2 as the Bearcats lead 3-2, 9:02 left in this first quarter of play. And Blackman hits the second free throw, and we'll have our first substitution of the evening. As checking out is Jasmine Coleman, and into the game for the Bearcats, Mariah Mitchell. Leah Still with the basketball. 4-court press put on by the Bearcats. Here's Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman finds Madison Sellers. Sellers splits the defenders, goes into the paint. Wild shot up and no good. Rebounded by Katie Blackman, and quickly down the court comes Shay Johnson finding India Green. Green's layup is up and in. 6-2, Bearcats lead. Madison Sellers with the basketball. Finds Lottie Hoffman crossing midcourt. Now to Lizzie Roughton. Roughton heaves it down low to Lindsey Browning. Back up top to Roughton. Roughton in the paint, goes up, misses the shot. There's Sellers. Sellers gets the rebound. 2 offensive rebounds, but she will travel.
It's good hustle play. Way to get that second rebound. Just came down wrong, went to the floor, going to get a call for a travel, but need to keep doing that. Need to keep applying that pressure. Need to keep hustling and trying to out-hustle them.
6-2, Bearcats leading the Lady Pioneers with 8:10 left to go in this first quarter of play. Here's Shay Johnson at the top of the key. Johnson fakes left, goes right, passing to Zoe Alexander. Back up top to Johnson. Johnson pulls up for three, backing off immediately, thought that she'd made it. Battle for the rebound there. It's going to go to Zoe Alexander, and then a block down low by Lindsey Browning. Here's Madison Sellers, and Sellers again a little too fast trying to break that press.
It was a good block right there, and there's a way to get to it. Just dragged her foot just a little bit.
It's one of those difficulties. Sometimes the press, the defense itself will hurt you, and then sometimes you'll shoot yourself in the foot.
Yep.
Zoe Alexander on the far wing. Dribbles to her right side to Shay Johnson around the horn, finding Mariah Mitchell. Stolen away by Lindsey Browning. Two big defensive plays back-to-back by Browning. Over to Lottie Hoffman at the top of the key. Hoffman, the freshman, out of Marmaduke, just down the road. Out to Madison Sellers, who pulls up for three. Yes, sir. The big lady, Madison Sellers, standing at 5'11", drains the three-pointer and pulls the Lady Nears within one. Shay Johnson floats it up. Coming screaming in for that offensive board is India Green, and then Lizzie Roughton will be whistled with the foul.
Yeah, down here on the offensive end, it was a great drive by Lottie Hoffman and found an open one and knocked it down.
7:06 left to go in the first quarter. Mid-range jumper up and in from India Green, the junior freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. Madison Sellers will cross midcourt to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman finds Leah Still, the flippin' Arkansas native, to Lizzie Roughton out of Ouachita High School. Roughton backs off to Sellers. Sellers, 10 on the timer, picking up her dribble, tries to find an open Leah Still. Nearly stolen away. Still lowers the shoulder, goes out to Hoffman. Hoffman, 3 on the shot clock. Have to get something off, does Sellers. Sellers heaves up a wild shot that misses. And it will be a shot clock violation.
Very tough defense right there. That was a very good defensive possession from Russ. Really shut down what we were trying to do, shut down the drive, and it was a really good defensive possession for them. So hopefully we can get back in rhythm.
We said during pregame that it was going to be a defensive battle put on by the Bearcats, and that's exactly what we're seeing. As Shay Johnson will drift to her left. She'll lose her dribble. Now finds Zoe Alexander on the far corner. Alexander flings up a wild shot and a charge. And guess who? Lindsey Browning. Lindsey Browning has been huge down on the defensive side. A steal, a block, and a taken charge. Is that some kind of statistic, taking all three?
You know, it should be. It's almost the triple crown of defense.
Yeah, it's like a Gordie Howe hat trick in hockey. And a layup by Madison Sellers. So it's the big ladies for the Lady Pioneers. Lindsey Browning on the defensive end and Madison Sellers on the offensive end for the Lady Pioneers, as it is a 1-point game, 5:50 left to go. And quarter number one. And bucket and foul this time. That will be Lindsey Browning. Little too much hands on that.
Overall, really good start to this game. Kind of going back and forth, trying to keep it within rhythm. And I think we've done a really good job trying to stay on the offensive board. Really good job on defense. I think our defense has really held them to what we want them. And they're just making a couple of shots.
Katie Blackman back to the free throw line, the 6'1" junior out of Olive Branch, Mississippi. And she will knock down the and one. 11-7, Bearcats leading the Lady Pioneers. Lottie Hoffman will cross midcourt. Pulling up for a long three-pointer. And Hoffman just getting that rebound, kind of tipped away from everybody. Here's Lindsey Browning, nearly lost control of it. Finds Lizzie Roughton at the free throw line. Roughton goes into the paint, wild shot, no good. She gets her own rebound. Second chance is blocked by the Bearcats. And here comes Shay Johnson and the blue and orange. And underneath is Mariah Mitchell, junior out of Detroit, Michigan. And that's all that Coach Phillips wants to see. And he will take a 60-second timeout. 5:15 left to go in quarter number one. Lady Pioneers trail it 13-7. This is Lady Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Lottie Hoffman. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Welcome back to the Pioneer Digital Network. Lady Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College trailing the Bearcats of Rust College 13-7. Full court press is off, and the Lady Pioneers will be able to easily make their way across the floor. Lottie Hoffman on the far wing. No substitutions yet for the Lady Pioneers in the first half of the first quarter. Hoffman will shoot that one from her pocket, and it was stolen away, and here is a scrum underneath, and we'll have a jump ball possession going towards the Bearcats. So India Green's going to inbound. She finds Shay Johnson. Johnson calls her play. Johnson looks right, passes to her left, finding Zoe Alexander. Back over, finding Mariah Mitchell. Mitchell back to Alexander. Back to Mitchell at the top of the key. Johnson. Johnson thought about the three-pointer, instead drives, misses her shot. Lottie Hoffman's right there for the board. Lizzie Roughton with the basketball. She will lower the head and drive in, misses the shot. Rebound coming down to the Bearcats. That was going to be Katie Blackman. Quickly down the floor come the blue and orange. And a good pass there from Shay Johnson finds Mariah Mitchell, who easily lays it in.
Just kept her eyes up, found a big down low to dump off to, and got it to her.
So now a 15-7 lead. Pair of Bearcats preparing to check in for head coach Eric Jackson in his fourth season at the helm of the Bearcats. A Rust alumnus. Both head coaches for the Rust roundball teams, alumni of Rust. And we will have a foul off the ball, or on the ball rather, before the shot. That foul is whistled on Zoe Alexander as she picks up her second personal foul. Pair of new Bearcats into the game. Jasmine Coleman, the senior out of Ganado, Arizona, as well as Jade Lewis, a senior out of Jacksonville, Florida. Heaving out to Leah Still. Back to Hoffman at the top of the key. Hoffman quickly closed the gap from Shay Johnson to Browning. Browning turns around, laced up with the left hand, no good, rebounded by Lewis. Shay Johnson with the ball on the far wing. Goes finding Jade Lewis. Lewis's three-pointer is no good. Madison Sellers is there with the rebound. Sellers heaves it down, finding Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman back to Sellers. Sellers, beautiful pass to Leah Still. Still's layup is no good. And the rebound, we will have a foul. That foul is on Leah Still. So we'll have our first substitution for the Lady Pioneers, as Still will exit, being replaced by Kiana Foster. Bearcats lead at 15-7. That's Leah Still's second personal foul of the night. Shay Johnson and the Lady Bearcats, Byhalia, Mississippi native, goes outside to Jade Lewis, whose three-pointer is no good, right into the hands of Madison Sellers. Sellers now up to 5 rebounds and 5 points. Getting the offensive rebound there is Lindsey Browning. Now up to Madison Sellers from the free throw line, no good. The rim being extremely unfriendly to the Lady Pioneers tonight.
Had some good passes right there, just couldn't finish them off. And something we got to really do against this Rust team.
And a three-pointer up and on the way from Jasmine Coleman is good. making it 18-7. Lizzie Roughton slowly crosses midcourt, tries to let the play develop. 2.5 left to go in this first quarter of play. Lottie Hoffman going around the defense, nearly lost it out of bounds. Will pass to Lindsey Browning. 10 on the shot clock, down to Foster. Kiana Foster goes up, and we will have a foul whistled on Mariah Mitchell. Mitchell went tumbling to the floor trying to draw the charge, but a little too much movement.
So a really good look inside. It was a really good play development. Right there, coming back.
So the Lady Pioneers will send Kiana Foster to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Foster goes to the line shooting 69.2, so no surprise, she knocks down the first of two. Breaks a scoreless spell for the Lady Pioneers. And the second free throw is up and right down Broadway. 9-point spread. Lady Pioneers trail at 18-9. 2-minute warning of the first quarter. Shay Johnson at the top of the key. Going to the free throw line, finding Jasmine Coleman. Layup, no good. Offensive board coming down and good. On that second chance points by Nia McGuire. Lizzie Roughton underneath, out to Madison Sellers. Sellers from 15 feet, no good. Rebound is going to go out of bounds and touched by nobody, so it will be Rust basketball. Shay Johnson receives her play call from Coach Eric Jackson. Out to Jasmine Coleman, back to Johnson. Johnson to the left side to Mariah Mitchell. Mitchell back to Johnson. Johnson takes a step forward, out to Coleman. Coleman wide open for three, misses the shot. Rebound coming down to Kiana Foster. Foster started to go down the floor and then tried to pass it, but it's going to be stolen away by Jasmine Coleman, and she'll easily lay it up. Nearly stolen off the inbound pass, but the Lady Pioneers will break out. Madison Sellers hands off to Browning. Browning off the right block, goes out to Hoffman. Hoffman at the top of the key. Tipped out of her hands. She is able to recover, finding Lizzie Roughton on the far wing. Roughton pulls up for a quick three-pointer. No good. There's Lindsey Browning with the rebound. Her putback is blocked, and Lizzie Roughton gets it and is fouled. Foul whistled on Jade Lewis. One of 3 6-footers plus on this team. So Lizzie Roughton going to the charity stripe for the Lady Pioneers, 64.7% shooter. She'll hit the first of 2. .33 ticks to go in the first quarter of play. Roughton's second from the southpaw is up, and it as well is true. 22-11, Bearcats leading. Johnson picking up her dribble, going down low to Nia McGuire. McGuire's shot is no good because she was blocked. I believe that was Sellers underneath getting a hand on that.
I believe so.
So Shay Johnson's going to inbound underneath her own halo. The bounce pass going to find McGuire up top to Mariah Mitchell. Head fakes the three, blocked by Kiana Foster. 14 on the game clock. Shot clock's turned off. Here's Lizzie Roughton. Roughton thought about the three-pointer, instead goes to Sellers. Sellers head fake to the three. Now pulls up for the three. Yes, sir. Just shot that out of nowhere. Drained the three-pointer. And the desperation three. So the Lady Pioneers in the first quarter on a good note, draining that three-pointer from Madison Sellers, her 8 points of the night. So we'll head to the first break. Lady Pioneers trail after 10, 22-14. This is Lady Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay. Right now, it's just too important to take you to school every day. I want to be legendary for you. I want you to puff out your chest when you go to school, the same way I do. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Madison Sellers. You're listening to Crowley Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Welcome back to the second quarter of play. Lady Pioneers actually out-rebounding the Bearcats 13-12 in that first quarter, including 7 offensive boards. Lottie Hoffman pulls up for a wide-open 3. That's no good. Rebound coming down to Patsy Johnson. Johnson into the game for the first time for the Bearcats, finding Jasmine Coleman on the far corner. Back to Johnson. Johnson from the left elbow. Shot is up, rattles out. And then the rebound, Lizzie Roughton and Madison Sellers fighting for that rebound, and neither one of them got it. Jasmine Coleman's going to inbound to Shay Johnson, going out to Jade Lewis. Around the horn, wide open is Jasmine Coleman, and Coleman's going to step on the sideline. And a turnover for the Bearcats. That is only the second turnover for the Bearcats. The Lady Pioneers have coughed the ball up 5 times in that first quarter. Lizzie Roughton crosses midcourt. Outside, finding Kiana Foster. On the floor for the Lady Pioneers is Jamira Johnson. Kiana Foster gets knocked to the floor. No whistle. And nearly stolen away by Jamiria Johnson. Has said that's going to go out of bounds. It is Rust ball. 22-14, 9-10 to go in the first half. Patsy Johnson, 5'6" freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, looks to her left to Jade Lewis. Lewis off the left block, off the window, and good. Lizzie Roughton drifts down the far sideline to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman bounce passes back to Roughton. Roughton nearly had the ball stolen away. She'll go out to Jamiria Johnson. Johnson tries to fling up the shot, and we'll have a jump ball called. Jamiria Johnson going up into the hardwood trees that are the Rust Bearcats.
Got some big bodies down there. Really hard to get in, really hard to put anything up against them. They are definitely trees down there.
Patty Johnson with the basketball. Working the point, looks to Shay Johnson, no relation. One from Byhalia, Mississippi, the other from Atlanta, Georgia. Left side, wide open for 3 is Jasmine Coleman off the front iron. She is there to get her own rebound, and her second chance point is up, and she is fouled. That foul whistled on Madison Sellers, so Kaya Williams will now enter for the Lady Nears. She is replacing Lizzie Roughton. So it'll be Lottie Hoffman, Kiana Foster, Jamiria Johnson, Madison Sellers, and now Kaya Williams for the green and black. Free throw from Jasmine Coleman, first of 2, is good. Bearcat ready to check in, appears to be preparing to replace the shooter. Second free throw is up, and it rattles home. So indeed, Jade Lewis checks out. Coming in for the Bearcats is going to be Karen Ford, 5'11" sophomore out of Houston, Texas. Kaya Williams to Lottie Hoffman. Bounce pass, down low to Sellers. Sellers with the left hand up and good. Madison Sellers up to 10 points on her night. Calling the play is Shay Johnson. Johnson to the right side to Patty Johnson. Back to Shay Johnson. I'm going to have to use both names now. Shay to Patty Johnson. Patty Johnson for 3. Knocks it down. Nothing but the bottom of the net, making it 29-16 in favor of the guests. Tipped away, Kiana Foster with the basketball, heaving out to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman to Kaya Williams. Williams drives inside, no-look pass to Sellers. Back to a wide-open Kaya Williams, who misses the easy layup. Kind of surprised she was that open. Outside to Jasmine Coleman. Coleman at the top of the key. Going to the left side to Patsy Johnson. Johnson to Shay Johnson, down low to an open Karen Ford. Ford's layup is up and good. Hoffman back to Williams. Kaya Williams, the former Patriot of Marion High School, to Kiana Foster, to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman quickly double teamed. She tries to lower her head to split the defenders. Still loose ball. And that's finally going to go into the hands of the Bearcats. Shay Johnson with the ball. Johnson crosses over, goes outside to Patsy Johnson. Patsy Johnson's three-pointer is short. Hustle for the rebound. It's going to be Shay Johnson who gets the board. Shay Johnson going down, finding an open Nia McGuire. Her shot is no good. Kiana Foster gets the board. And Coach Phillips wants to take a timeout. Good defensive stop out there by the Lady Pioneers. But it is a big deficit, 31-16, 6:13 left to go in the first act of play. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now there are vaccines, and they are the first step that lets us get back to the things we miss most, like spreading the word without spreading concern, girls tripping instead of solo sipping, and talking smack with a side of mac and cheese. It's okay to have questions about COVID-19 vaccines. Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when COVID-19 vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Pioneer Basketball. Apologize, having to make sure everything's right downstairs for the stats computer.
Lottie Hoffman with a nice three-pointer there. Just found herself open, knocked it down.
Lottie Hoffman drains the three-pointer, making it 31-19 in favor of Rust College. Here's Patsy Johnson. And Patsy Johnson answers a three with a three. 34-19, Bearcats lead. Lottie Hoffman looks to her left, Akaya Williams.
Looks like the Bears are in a 3-2 zone here. Need to get some motion running underneath, kind of send some rovers down, get some movement.
Lottie Hoffman pulls up for three. Yes, sir. Back-to-back long balls from Lottie Hoffman, and the Lady Pioneers creeping back 34-22 now.
Pioneers show a 2-3 zone of their own, and looks like Shay Johnson's going to knock that one down just from the top of the key right there. No one stepped up on her, and she knocked it down.
Shay Johnson picking up her first points of the game. We've been calling her name all night. That is her first bucket of the evening. Kiana Foster with the basketball, quickly double-teamed and trying to get it out. Instead, it's going to be stolen away by Jasmine Coleman. Coleman backs off, and a steal replaced by a steal. Lottie Hoffman looks to her left to Kaya Williams. 4:37 left to go. Kiana Foster to Lindsey Browning. Browning's shot is up, off the mark. Rebound, fought for, still being fought for. Kiana Foster gets it up, missed the shot, but she missed it because she was fouled.
That's good hustle there. It's a way to stay on the offensive board, way to try and go get her shot after she missed it, way to pick up a foul.
And a lot of substitutions upcoming. A line change for the Bearcats. We'll try and get all those for you. Coming in, Jade Hill of Albuquerque, New Mexico coming in, as is Jasmine Coleman, Katie Blackman, and Bianca Massey into the game for the first time for the Bearcats. First of 2 free throws from Kiana Foster is good. Lady Pioneers send Lizzie Roughton back onto the floor, replacing Kaya Williams. Kiana Foster's second free throw is good. Madison Sellers will replace Foster after the 2 free throws. 37-24, Crowley's Ridge behind the Bearcats of Rust College. Jasmine Coleman heaves it down low, finding Katie Blackman. Back up top. Pass going down low, and a bucket and a foul. So that foul's going to be whistled on Lizzie Roughton. That will send Jade Hill, 5'10 junior, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Free throw is up and no good, but we'll have a lane violation. No, that is just a foul. That's going to be whistled on Jasmine Coleman. Lottie Hoffman calling for a screen from Lindsey Browning. Hoffman goes to the right side. Jameria Johnson back to a wide open Lindsey Browning off the left elbow, and that is up and in. 39-26, but quickly down the floor come the Bearcats. Heaving it across the court to Jasmine Coleman. Coleman going to find Zoe Alexander at the top of the key. Back to Coleman. Coleman moves to her left side. Back to a wide open Zoe Alexander. Three-pointer bounces out, rebounded by Lindsey Browning. Lady Pioneers currently out rebounding the Bearcats. 18-18 rather, so it's a tie. Browning thought about the three-pointer. She's going to swim around the defenders. Left hand up, no good. Rebound still being fought for. That was rebounded by Katie Blackman, but Blackman goes tumbling to the floor and whistled with a travel. So Crowley's Ridge will take advantage of the turnover, just the second turnover by the Lady Bearcats. Lottie Hoffman inbounds to Madison Sellers. Sellers tries to get a pass to Lottie Hoffman, but there is a foul whistled on Jasmine Coleman. Jasmine Coleman got a little handsy on Lottie Hoffman. So Crowley's Ridge will have possession. Fresh 20 on the shot clock. Lizzie Roughton will inbound to Sellers. Madison Sellers posts up. Shot is up, no good. Fight for the rebound. Jump ball.
Something I really like to see here. There's a lot of hustle going on between both teams. It looks like both teams are very active in this game, very physical, and a very good basketball game coming from it.
And that's about 5 different jump balls fighting for that rebound. So good for both sides. Here's Madison Sellers' three-pointer. She knew it was off, tried to swim around the defender going in for the rebound. Unsuccessful as it's Bearcat ball. Finding Bianca Massey. Massey going to the left side, and we'll have a charge. Second time that Lindsey Browning has drawn the charge underneath.
Lindsey Browning having a great defensive game right now. Really showing out on the defensive end, stepping in for charges, really trying to take over on the defensive end to give her team a spark for maybe spark some offense.
Shamira Brown into the game for the Lady Pioneers. Brown coming off a 10-point game against Toccoa Falls. Lizzie Roughton to Brown. Brown heaves it up and good. So Shamira Brown comes into the game, and a second later, her first shot is good. Draws Lady Pioneers, steps it down to 11 now, 39-28. Crowley's Ridge trailing Rust College, 2:20 left in the half. Three-pointer on the way from the Bearcats is no good. Shamira Brown gets that rebound, making her presence heard in her first few moments. And that is tipped out of bounds by Bianca Massey. No turnover, but it was a good job to disrupt the play. And more importantly for the Bearcats, Shay Johnson back in. Shamira Brown will inbound to Lindsey Browning. Browning to Roughton. Lizzie Roughton going in, puts up a shot, misses, gets her own board. And the second chance, no good, rebounded by Shay Johnson. Johnson going coast to coast, pulls off. Now from the left block is up, no good. Rebound right into the hands of Katie Blackman, and Blackman will be fouled on her way to the hoop. Lindsey Browning's second free throw will send Katie Blackman back to the charity stripe, currently 2 for 4 on her evening. Blackman, first of 2 on the way. It is up, and it rattles home. India Green was going to enter the game. Our referee says, not yet. 40-28, minute 55 left. Bearcats leading. Katie Blackman readies her second free throw. It is on its way, and it is good. India Green will replace Bianca Massey. Full court press now put on by the Bearcats. Madison Sellers had it tipped away, but she did maintain possession, and then stolen away this time by India Green, who gets to a wide open Zoe Alexander, who lays it up and in. Full court press does exactly what it's supposed to do. Lindsey Browning with the ball. Browning going up top to Madison Sellers. Sellers with a floater, misses the shot, goes over the hands of Lindsey Browning, but Sellers gets the rebound, and the pass is stolen away. Alexander heaves it down low, but it's stolen by Lindsey Browning. So back and forth we go, like watching a tennis game. Lizzie Roughton pulls off with 70 seconds left in the first act of play. Shamira Brown puts it into second gear, moving from left to right. Now drives into the paint off the left block. Wild shot, no good. Lindsey Browning's second chance is up, and she is fouled. Foul whistled on Shay Johnson. Johnson already with 9 assists in the first half alone. All 4 Lady Pioneers in the backcourt as Lindsey Browning hits the first of 2 from the free throw line. Browning's second free throw is good. Lady Pioneers now behind 13, 43-30. Minute left to go before recess, as Shay Johnson will take the basketball. She'll cross midcourt on the far sideline. Johnson picks up a screen from India Green, goes behind her back, now out to Green. Green for 3. Rattles out, and Lizzie Roughton gets the rebound, going to Kiana Foster. No, that is Jamiria Johnson. Johnson between the block and the elbow, no good. Lindsey Browning came flying in, trying to surprise the defense with a rebound, but she does get the rebound, but it goes out of bounds. 4.5 seconds separate shot and the game clock, as Shay Johnson has the ball. Crosses the court, finding Jasmine Coleman. Coleman's three-pointer is short. Johnson gets the board for the Lady Pioneers. 20 on the game clock. Shot clock is turned off. Roughton fakes left, goes right, hands off to Sellers. Madison Sellers drives into the paint, hands off to Lindsey Browning. Browning is cleanly blocked by India Green, and Green will travel. Green tried to pass the ball away as she was falling to the floor, and spun her wheels and tried to sneakily be underneath. Madison Sellers is going to inbound for Crowley's Ridge. 5.5 seconds left. Finding Shamira Brown. Brown out to Roughton. Roughton has to put up a shot, and she is majorly blocked. And that will do it for the first half of play, as Crowley's Ridge will move to the locker room, trailing the Bearcats by 13, 43-30. That's the first 20 minutes in the books. We'll move to halftime with the Lady Pioneers down 43-30. This is Crowley's Ridge Lady Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy, and I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much, from the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between. It really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Shamara Brown. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back. It's halftime at the Ridge. Lady Pioneers find themselves down 43-30 as we go down some of the team statistics. Lady Pioneers 9 of 38 from the floor. Certainly a number the Lady Pioneers would like to increase, 23.7%. Bearcats 16 of 38 from the floor, 42.1%. From long range, Lady Pioneers attempted 9, connected on 4. And the Bearcats tried 16 threes and made 5. Free throws, Lady Pioneers 8 of 8 from the charity stripe. The Bearcats 6 of 8. Turnovers, Lady Pioneers with 10. The Bearcats with 5. Points off of the turnover, Crowley's Ridge 7. Bearcats 6. Total rebounds, Crowley's Ridge had 25. And the Bearcats with 23. As we look down some of the statistics, Jasmine Coleman led the Bearcats with 10 points. Behind her was Katie Blackman. Lady Pioneers were led by Madison Sellers with 10 points and 6 rebounds. So in that first half, Carson, what did you see the Lady Pioneers can improve? I mean, they kept it close. It's a 13-point deficit at the half against a team receiving votes. What do the Lady Pioneers need to do to close that gap?
Definitely the turnovers. I think turnovers have shot us in the foot. They did a great job there at the end of the second quarter, putting on a full court press, kind of getting us out of our rhythm. They had packed off earlier, but when they put us back in that, we definitely gave up a couple of turnovers. Just some simple mistakes that we've been making. On the defensive end, just continue what we're doing. We've been playing a 2-3 zone. A lot of that is to try and make them shoot the ball, force them to shoot. On the season, they're only shooting about 22% from the three-point line, and definitely something that we want to put out there, something we want them to do. They've been making shots, and that's something that we have to live with. Offensive rebounds, we've done a really good job of trying to box them out. Playing in a 2-3 zone is definitely difficult when it comes to that. 2-3 zone is definitely set up for us to get out rebounded, and we've done a really good job in that. So I think some of the things we can improve on is just limiting the turnovers and keep playing defense how we have been. I think we bring ourselves right back within this game, just come out, get a couple of shots, get in rhythm, make it a single-digit lead or a single-digit deficit, and just kind of pull back within it, keep in rhythm.
So the Lady Pioneers will lean on Madison Sellers, 4 rebounds away from a double-double. Katie Blackman, 2 points and 1 rebound away from a double-double. Jasmine Coleman has 10 points and 3 rebounds. Shay Johnson leads with 9 helpers. Crowley's Ridge, as a team, have 6. So Shay Johnson alone out assisting the Lady Pioneers. But the best statistic I'm looking at is that total rebound. Crowley's Ridge out rebounding a big, strong defensive team out of the Bearcats. Just got to connect on those. Those second chance points, got to make those second chance points and hopefully close that gap. So it's halftime at the Ridge. Normally we talk a little bit longer, but since we've got another game following this one, we're going to take an extended break. Let you hear the sounds of the Carter Activity Center, and we'll be back in about 10.5 minutes to get set for half number 2. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
This is Jamiria Johnson. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back inside the Carter Activity Center. Dustin Seymour joined by Carson Barrow as we are ready for the second half of action between the Lady Pioneers and the RV Rust Lady Bearcats. Will definitely have a number in front of their name come this next poll. This is the preseason poll, finding themselves receiving votes. And after toppling 15th ranked Lion and sitting at a 9-0 record, will most likely have that number in front of their name as they find themselves with a 43-30 lead over the hosting Lady Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College. And it will be Rust basketball to start this second half of play. And we are underway as the Bearcats with Shay Johnson will move right to left across your screen or your radio dial, however you're tuning in tonight. Shay Johnson with the ball at the near wing. She'll drift to her right side, guarded by Lottie Hoffman. Heaves it down low to Blackman. Blackman's shot is up and no good, and we'll have a jump ball. And it is Crowley's Ridge ball.
Really good defense right there. Lindsey Browning has been doing an incredible job on the defensive side of the ball tonight. It's something special to watch a good defensive team. We turned the ball over right there.
Quick turnover and a bucket by Jasmine Coleman. That's Lindsey Browning's been doing a lot of intangibles. I mean, she's got 5 rebounds, second on the team tonight, but she's drawn a lot of fouls, a couple of charges. But unfortunately for the Lady Pioneers, on this side, it is a steal from Zoe Alexander, and Alexander's going to go coast to coast in a foul. Count the bucket. Kiana Foster whistled with the foul. So it is Zoe Alexander at the free throw line for the Bearcats, joined on the floor by Shay Johnson, Jasmine Coleman, and Katie Blackman. Free throw up and doesn't even move the net. It was clean. So the old-fashioned three-point play is successful for the Bearcats in the full court press, giving the Lady Pioneers fits. Still haven't crossed midcourt, and it's a turnover. Here finding Zoe Alexander, who goes down low, and she'll lay it up and in. And Coach Phillips, with 56 seconds gone in this second half, Phillips has seen more than enough, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. So it is now 48-30. It's been all Bearcats in this first 56 seconds. This is Lady Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse? Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon. Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
This is Lizzie Roughton. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on Pioneer Digital Network.
Lady Pioneers attempt their first shot here in this second half. It is no good and rebounded by Shay Johnson. Johnson with the basketball on the left elbow. Stolen away by Lottie Hoffman. Great defensive play there by the freshman Lady Greyhound. And then Shay Johnson will be whistled with a foul. That one's fun when number 0 is guarding number 00, and the referee signals it's a foul on 0.
No, it's really not a great way to start the half for the Pioneers. 3 turnovers and 3 possessions, and got to get back into rhythm. It's a good play right there by Lottie Hoffman, trying to get down the court, drawing a foul. Hopefully gets us back in rhythm.
Lottie Hoffman finds Madison Sellers, and that ball's going to be tipped out of her hands, but out of bounds was India Green, so the possession will stay with Crowley's Ridge. Possession never actually went to the Bearcats, so the shot clock stays at 21, so not much of a differential there. Lottie Hoffman will hand off to Sellers. Sellers off the left block, spins around, fadeaway, good.
Good footwork right there from Sellers. Way to get stopped on a dime, get her defender on her backside, and just be able to turn around and make that little post fade.
Down low, blocked by Madison Sellers, taken away by Lottie Hoffman. So a good timeout, we'll say, by Coach Phillips, as the Lady Pioneers have come out. Hoffman from NBA range. Little hard. Madison Sellers fights for the rebound. And this time it's going to be taken by Blackman. Katie Blackman gets the board, and she heaves it down, finding Zoe Alexander, and then tipped out of her hands by Lizzie Rowden. Good job to disrupt the play, as it is a fast transition team, are the Bearcats. So Lizzie Rowden was there to make sure that they work for their possession. Shay Johnson looks to her left. Around the horn to Jasmine Coleman. Coleman thought about the three-pointer. Instead, now out to Johnson. Johnson made her whole team jump up, thinking she was about to take the three. Blocked by Lindsey Browning. Taken by Lizzie Rowden. And another jump ball underneath. As Lizzie Rowden's gotten quite beat up tonight.
It's about 7 jump balls we've had tonight. So both teams playing very physical, very good hustle from both teams. Getting their hands in there, really trying to get a hold of that ball.
.30 seconds indicated to be on the shot clock, as Rust will have a full possession underneath their hoop. Shay Johnson is going to inbound. She'll inbound it to Jasmine Coleman. Coleman's three-pointer is no good. The rebound tipped over the head of Lottie Hoffman by Katie Blackman. Jump ball underneath.
A lot of bodies on the deck right there, but way to get our hands in there, way to get a hold of that ball. Let's get possession back.
Lottie Hoffman head fakes going out to Lizzie Rowden. Rowden goes to the left side to Madison Sellers. Sellers down to Lottie Hoffman on the far wing, who passes to Browning. That was Sellers. Sellers' shot is no good. Rebound fought for underneath. Out to Sellers. One-touch pass to Kiana Foster. Still being fought for, and it goes to the Bearcats. Underneath, the layup for Shay Johnson is no good.
There's another example right there of why she's their leading scorer. Right, just a good drive into the lane. What is great, take contact, put up a shot. It missed, but she finds herself at the line going for 2. Really good example of how a good drive can formulate points for your team.
Shay Johnson will go to the line to shoot 2.
Shooting about 68% on the season from the free throw line, so pretty all right numbers from the free throw line. So interesting to see what she does here.
Shay Johnson towing the line. Leading scorer for the Bearcats, not tonight. She'll hit the first of 2. Second free throw on the way from Shay Johnson. No good. Rebound coming to Lindsey Browning. Lizzie Rowden with the basketball. Heaves down to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman takes it. Now to Rowden. Rowden driving inside. Loses control of the ball. That's going to be taken away by Karen Ford. Correction, that is Mariah Mitchell. Out to Shay Johnson. Double teamed off the hands of Kiana Foster. So it will remain Bearcat basketball. Jamiria Johnson will enter, replacing Kiana Foster. Coleman inbounds to Johnson. Johnson's three-point knuckleball is off the front iron, rebounded by Lindsey Browning. Here's Madison Sellers. Sellers, the pass a little too hard, nearly lost it. Out to Browning. Browning head fakes a 3 out to Johnson. Johnson from 10 feet, no good. Rebound coming down to the Bearcats, Jade Lewis. Patsy Johnson, Euro steps, and flings up the shot, and good. Lizzie Rowden finds Madison Sellers. Sellers shifts to the left side. Top of the key, shot is up and banks in from Lizzie Rowden.
Trying to put her foot in the ground right there, get brought to a stop, and put that shot up. Get her defender off of her just a little bit.
53-34. Lady Pioneers trail it with 5:32 left to go in the third half of play. Shea Johnson pulls up for three, hits nothing but the bottom of the net. Bearcats continue showing pressure. Madison Sellers will cross midcourt to Lizzie Roughton. Roughton quickly double teamed. Gets tripped up, maintains possession. Good job there from Roughton. Out to Jameria Johnson. And a blocking foul. Patsy Johnson tried to draw the charge.
A little too much movement there. Still sliding her feet, trying to get in position, and just couldn't get there in time. So good call by the official right there, and we're going to the line for two.
Jameria Johnson. Go to the line to shoot a pair from the charity stripe. The Lady Pioneers trail it 56-34. First of two is good.
Second one just off the mark. Oh, good play right there. Again, Lindsey Browning coming up for the steal.
Browning hands off to Lizzie Roughton. Roughton's three-pointer. Bounces, no good. Rebounded by Blackman. Out to Shea Johnson. Johnson heaves it from Holly Springs. Nowhere close, and that's going to go out of bounds.
A little bit of heat check right there. She had a couple of shots. Wanted to see what she had in her. Just a little bit of a heat check shot for her.
So it'll be Crowley's Ridge basketball. The inbound goes to Lizzie Roughton. Up to Madison Sellers, to the left side to Roughton. Roughton spins around, driving the lane. Shot is up.
Couldn't quite tell who that was tipped by, but it tipped out of bounds. Still Pioneer ball.
Lottie Hoffman with the ball between the wing and the block. Shot is no good. Rebound right there by Jameria Johnson. She misses the shot. Rebound coming down to Katie Blackman. To Shea Johnson, who looks to her right to Patsy Johnson. Johnson's three-pointer off the front iron. Rebound coming down, finding Mariah Mitchell. And the shot is up and good. That from Mariah Mitchell, the guard out of Detroit, Michigan. Lizzie Roughton finding Madison Sellers. Sellers double team, finds her way between the defenders out to Jameria Johnson to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman lowers the head, drives in, but throws it into the Lady Pioneer locker room. And Coach Phillips wants to take a timeout. Crowley's Ridge with 3:50 left to go in the penultimate quarter. Lady Pioneers trailing 58-35. This is Crowley's Ridge College, Lady Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day-Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Kiana Foster. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Bearcats 58, Lady Pioneers 35. It will be Rust College basketball as they will inbound. Finding Patsy Johnson. Johnson with 8 points on her night. Nakaya Edwards in for the Lady Pioneers, getting her first action of the evening. And the pass goes out of bounds. It is Crowley's Ridge ball. Madison Sellers is going to inbound.
Pioneers looking to stay in that 2-3 zone, still try and get them to force up a little bit of three-pointers. And so far it's worked out a little bit in this second quarter, but the drive's kind of been taking that away. They've been really killing us off the drive.
Nakaya Edwards going behind the back, heaves it to Lottie Hoffman, but it goes off the fingertips of a Bearcat. So it'll be Crowley's Ridge ball. 15 on the shot clock. Won't reset as the Bearcats did not maintain possession on that. Inbounded to Nakaya Edwards. Edwards goes to the left side to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman to Madison Sellers. Sellers for three. Oh, just rimmed out, touched every inch of iron. But there to get the rebound is Nakaya Edwards. Fort Worth Texan, who dribbles off of her foot, and it's stolen by Zoe Alexander. Alexander going coast to coast. Shot is up and no good. She gets her own rebound, though, and then it's fouled by Lottie Hoffman. So that's going to send Zoe Alexander to the charity stripe.
Looking like checking in for Rust is number 20, Jasmine Coleman, coming back into the game.
Coleman, the leading scorer for the Bearcats, 12 points. First of 2 free throws from Zoe Alexander is good. Leah Steele ready to check in for the Lady Pioneers. Alexander takes her time, readies her second free throw. It is on its way, and it misses. However, getting the rebound is Jasmine Coleman. Coleman to Patsy Johnson. Johnson crosses over, back to Coleman. Coleman's three-pointer is no good. Right there boxing out the rebound is Jasmine Coleman, who gets it up and in. Out to Nakaya Williams. Correction, Kaya Edwards. Out to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman tried to spin around, tipped away. If she did maintain possession, here's Lindsey Browning. Browning underneath, blocked, but no, she's fouled.
Hey, Lindsey Browning's been getting beat up on all ends of the floor tonight, but she's still out there, still hustling, still making plays, getting herself to the free throw line. So
Browning and Lizzie Routon both are going to earn their ice bath after tonight.
they definitely are.
Bearcats leading 61-53, 2:24 left in the third quarter. First shot is good from Lindsey Browning. Give Browning 5 points on the night. Second free throw is no good. Bearcat basketball. Here's Patsy Johnson. Fires a rocket down low, finding Nia McGuire, who lays it up and in. Madison Sellers goes down to Nakaya Edwards. And that is Crowley's Ridge ball off the fingertips of a Bearcat. So Madison Sellers is going to inbound for the Lady Nears. Out to Nakaya Edwards. Edwards at the top of the key. Fakes over, going to the left side, and she'll be blocked this time by Jade Lewis. So it'll be Crowley's Ridge ball. Edwards is going to inbound. 17 on the shot clock. Inbound into Madison Sellers with the left hand. Good.
Really good find right there. Good cut by Madison Sellers, just right down to the block. Found her and hit the layup.
Sellers up to 14 points tonight. Three-pointer on the way from Jade Lewis. No good. Rebound goes to Lindsey Browning. Browning up to 9 rebounds tonight. Stolen away there from Zoe Alexander. Alexander goes up, and she'll be fouled by Lottie Hoffman. So Kiana Foster will re-enter. She will replace Lindsey Browning.
Much deserved rest for Lindsey Browning right now.
Zoe Alexander back to the charity stripe. She is 2 for 3 on the night. 8 total points. Make it 9 as she hits the first of 2. Zoe Alexander, a 5'9" sophomore out of Orlando, Florida. Second free throw from number 4 rattles out, and the rebound contested. It is Crowley's Ridge ball. Had to wait on it. Could have gone either way. Nakaya Edwards takes the inbound pass. Full court press. Finds Lottie Hoffman to a cutting Leah Still. Still tries to lay it up with the left hand, but that's going to be blocked out of bounds by Jade Lewis. (64-38), Lady Pioneers trailing the Bearcats. 1:10 left in the third quarter. Leah Still takes the inbound pass and misses the shot. Rebound coming to Zoe Alexander. Alexander looks to the right side to Patsy Johnson. Outside to Jasmine Coleman. Three-pointer on the way off the back iron. Rebound coming to Lottie Hoffman. And Hoffman will throw it off the shin of Zoe Alexander to, she was a good play there from Hoffman as she was trapped there in that corner.
Very smart play. Just get out of it, reset, and get the ball up the court. No reason
Hoffman,
to turn it over there.
well, there is the turnover as that full court press giving the Lady Pioneers fits. Jasmine Coleman finds a cutting Jade Lewis who easily lays it in. And another steal, this time by Zoe Alexander. Out to Patsy Johnson. Johnson head fakes a three, goes behind the back and misses the next three-pointer. But the offensive board by the Bearcats, 2 in a row by Nia McGuire. And McGuire will be fouled on that putback by Kiana Foster.
You put one of those turnovers on me. The announcer's curse got her right there.
Nia McGuire takes a deep breath, takes a couple of deep breaths. Will ready her free throw. First one, no good. It is short.
Nia McGuire only shooting 25% from the free throw line on the season, so if it ever turned into a fouling game, she's the one I'd want on the line.
Takes a deep breath, takes her time at the free throw line, kind of hips the ball, takes a few deep breaths, and then takes it. It's got good form on it, as she'll hit the second of two, or hit the second after missing the first. Nakia Edwards finds Madison Sellers with the shot clock turned off, out to Nakia Edwards. She'll go down, and that is another steal by the Bearcats. Patsy Coleman is up. She missed her shot, but there to get the offensive rebound. Nakia Edwards will be whistled with a foul. (17) steals by the Bearcats. And we still have another 10 minutes to play.
Came in averaging 10. They're 7 over already through the third quarter.
First of two from Zoe Alexander is good. Alexander up to 10 points now, make it 11. Madison Sellers tries to split the defenders and goes tumbling hard to the floor. Correction, that's Lottie Hoffman that tried to split the defenders. Infraction whistled on Patsy Johnson. Nakia Edwards with the ball. Streaks into the paint. Euro steps up and in. Good job by Nakia Edwards. Nakia Edwards gets 2 more points on the board for the Lady Pioneers to cut into the deficit. Still a big one as we'll move into the final 10 minutes of play. Crowley's Ridge trails the Bearcats of Rust College 69-40. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Prairie Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters. Like that family movie night your daughter can't live without. Yeah, can't do that. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Back into the contest, Shay Johnson going to the left side to Bianca Massey. Massey's three-pointer rattles out. Rebound coming down to Jade Hill. And there will be a out-of-bounds play. Into the game for the first time, Molly Jones, a 5'5 freshman out of Oxford, Mississippi, Lafayette High School alumna. Inbound going to India Green. Green's shot is no good. However, she is fouled on that attempt. That foul whistled on Madison Sellers. Sellers with her third foul of the night. So India Green will shoot a pair of free throws. First of two. It's nothing but net. Now a 30-point differential in favor of the Bearcats. Second free throw rattles out, goes into the hands of Shay Johnson. Johnson going to find Molly Jones up top to Jade Hill. Out to Shay Johnson. Johnson for three, another knuckleball, but she drains it. Shamira Johnson. Madison Sellers nearly stolen away. She'll take possession. Double team, and there is a blocking foul by Shay Johnson. That was Madison Sellers had the ball and was trying to work around the defense, and Shay Johnson was right there. Whistled with the foul. Lottie Hoffman to Shamira Brown. Brown crosses over at the free throw line to Kiana Foster. Back to Brown at the top of the key. Brown picks up her dribble, nearly stolen away, but instead it's taken by Lizzie Roughton. 4 on the shot clock. Kiana Foster has to heave up a desperation shot. It was closer than it should have been, but it is a miss, and the Bearcats have the ball. Shay Johnson heaves it outside to Bianca Massey, whose three-pointer is short, rebounded by India Green. Green's free shot is up and no good.
Looks like we got Lizzie Roughton going down. Not sure if it's a cramp or what's going on. She just went down during the middle of the play.
She's been favoring a leg. The whole game and being helped up by Leah Still. And carried off by one of the assistants for Rust.
Hopefully just a cramp. Hopefully it's nothing more than that, but never good to see a player go down like that.
Yeah, it's good. She is smiling, so that is a positive sign. Of course, it's hard not to see Lizzie smiling. So she will check out and be replaced by Kaya Williams. Kaya Williams needs to cross midcourt. She does to Kiana Foster. Out to Lottie Hoffman. Hoffman drives into the paint and one.
Great drive right there by Lottie Hoffman. Just trying to get downhill, going towards the basket. Took the contact, and instead of falling away from it, absorbed it and went up with it.
So Lottie Hoffman will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. That foul whistled on Jade Hill. All 4 Lady Pioneers in the backcourt, save Madison Sellers, who's at the top of the key. Free throw is no good, and so with nobody there, and the Bearcats thought that it was shooting 2. Kind of spun their wheels. Finally getting the rebound with Shay Johnson. Johnson will move to her right side to Molly Jones. Jones for 3, no good. Rebounded by Madison Sellers. So give Sellers 9 rebounds. 1 board away from a double-double. Shamira Brown lays it up, misses the shot, gets her own board to Lottie Hoffman at the top of the key. Hoffman, bounce pass to Kaya Williams, rather. Got a lot of Kayas, Mayas, Nakayas.
Hard to keep up with sometimes, isn't it?
Yep, and when you're as slow as I am, oh, that's a rough call for the Bearcats. Is draining the three-pointer with Smiley Jones. Unfortunately for the Mississippian, her foot was on the sideline, so it's a turnover. Kaya Williams with the ball for the Lady Pioneers to Madison Sellers. Sellers lowers the head, goes into the paint, and a jump ball is called. Curious to see just exactly how many jump balls we have had in this game.
You know, I'll be honest, it's the most jump balls that I have ever seen in a college game that I have watched. So there's got to be quite a few.
Trying to search the play-by-play, and the only jump is jump shot. Underneath, shot is up and good from Jade Hill. So Jade Hill will get the and one. Bearcats lead 75-42, 7 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. And one, no good. Kiana Foster there to get the rebound. Lottie Hoffman has the ball out to Kaya Edwards. Three-pointer up. Yes, sir. Kaya Williams with the three-pointer. That is good. Top of the key, Shay Johnson. Her three-pointer is short, going tumbling for the rebound, and we will have a foul.
Little exchange right there. Seemed to be pretty friendly. May have just been Shay saying, apologizing for knocking her right on the ground, but love to see the effort out of both teams. Love to see the physicality. Love to see that both of them competing in this game.
Shay Johnson will pick up her fourth personal foul. Driving the lane is Madison Sellers. Madison Sellers tying, no, she is up to 16 now. Her career / season high is 17. To the right side, finding it open, Mariah Mitchell. Her shot is no good. Sellers is there to get the rebound. And then will absorb the foul.
I believe that's India Green with the foul right there. It'll be her first of the night.
So with that, Madison Sellers will pick up a, I believe this will be her fifth double-double. We have played 5 games. Only one of those, she did not record a double-double. And with that rebound, she's up to 16 points and 10 rebounds. Underneath, India Green having to receive explanation as to why that was a foul on her. Madison Sellers inbounds to Kaya Williams. Williams back to Sellers. Sellers pulls up for 3. Short rebound coming down to Jade Hill in the blue and orange. Top of the key, Patsy Johnson to the left side to Bianca Massey. Massey from 10 feet, no good. Rebound will go to the Bearcats. Outside to Molly Jones for 3, no good. Underneath for the board was India Green. And another miss, and another offensive board, another miss, offensive board. And finally getting the bucket to fall was Jade Hill. That's going to up the offensive rebounding statistic.
Just really didn't get a solid box out there. Didn't try and get a body on her and just kept coming down with it.
Madison Sellers will draw the foul and will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Foul on India Green will be whistled with her second infraction of the night. Madison Sellers going to the line shooting a pair. Misses the first of 2. Second is up, and it rattles no good. Rebound coming down to the Bearcats, Jade Hill. Patsy Johnson with the basketball to the left side to Bianca Massey on the near wing. Massey will dribble to her right side. Now to her left to Molly Jones, who pulls up for three, and she'll knock it down. It is now 80-47. Bearcats comfortably ahead. Kaya Williams, midway through the final quarter, letting a play develop. Madison Sellers sets up for the screen. Kaya Williams for three, no good. Rebound coming to Jade Hill. Top of the key is Patsy Johnson to left side. Bianca Massey, her three-pointer is good. Back-to-back three-pointers by the Bearcats. Lottie Hoffman will cross midcourt. Spins around, off to Madison Sellers. Sellers for three from the near wing. No good. Rebound. There is Jade Hill again. Hill has been a vacuum over the past few minutes. And a double technical going to be called. Lottie Hoffman and India Green get tied up in a double technical. And one of the referees going over to give an explanation to Coach Brad Phillips. So with the double technical, it is just going to be a, it's going to stay possession with the Bearcats.
Looks like Madison Sellers may check out for the rest of the night. Really good game from her. Drive quite a bit. Try to play good on the defensive end. They did a really good job on her on defense and just kind of shut her down tonight. She had a good night overall, though.
So the three-pointer is no good. The rebound is going to go out of bounds. It's Crowley's Ridge ball. Kaya Williams will inbound to Shamira Brown. Shamira Brown's going to go in. Now out to Jamira Johnson. Jamira Johnson's shot is no good. There is Kiana Foster. Foster is there and will be whistled with a foul. Well, she is fouled, rather. Molly Jones whistled with her first foul. Kiana Foster will shoot two. First is good. Second free throw from Foster is good as well. 83-49, 3:57 left to go. Bearcats ahead of the Lady Pioneers. Heaves it, and that is out of bounds. Miscommunication by the blue and orange. So Kiana Foster is going to inbound to Kaya Williams. Williams to Shamira Brown. Brown between the circles. Picks up her dribble from 15 feet. That is good.
Good pull up right there from the elbow. Just kind of right there at the edge of the free throw line. Knocked it down. Get herself a couple of points. Maybe get her in rhythm for the last couple minutes of this game going into next.
Bianca Massey to Patsy Johnson. Johnson on the near wing. Goes to the left side. Back to Massey. Massey down low to Karen Ford. Ford from the left block. No good. But it is because she was fouled by Jamiria Johnson. A lot of fouls here in this last quarter of play. Karen Ford. First free throw is short. Ford, a 5'11" sophomore out of Houston, Texas. One more free throw upcoming. Readies it, on its way. Good. Johnson inbounds. Kaya Williams takes the ball. Williams looks to her right to Leah Still. Still thought about the three-pointer. Instead, she'll go back up top to Williams. Back to Still on the near wing. Does pull up for three this time. Back iron, no good. Rebound coming down to Patsy Johnson. Johnson going to an open Molly Jones. Her three-pointer touched nylon and rattled out. Well, that's one of those that hurts as a shooter.
It does. Hit everything but the bottom of the net.
Just one of those. If the air conditioner was turned on, it would have been in.
Yep.
But as it stands with 2:34 left to go, 84-51, Bearcats leading. Kaya Williams has the ball. Tries to allow a play to develop. Picks up her dribble. Quickly double teamed, and a jump ball is called. It's Crowley's Ridge ball. Kaya Williams inbounds to Shamira Brown. Brown pulls up for three. No good. Near wing, Bianca Massey, her three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Patsy Johnson and one. That foul is whistled on Jamiria Johnson. Johnson picks up her second foul. Which will send Jade Hill to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play. Does not connect, but there for the rebound is Karen Ford, and Ford is fouled. So with 1:58 left to go, both teams in the bonus, and as physical as these teams play, this might be a long 1:58. Karen Ford will return to the free throw line. First free throw from Ford, rattles out, no good. Both teams sitting at 18 fouls on the night. Second free throw is good. Leah Still inbounds to Kaya Williams. Williams will cross over, finding Shamira Brown. Brown going inside, shot is up, no good. Rebound coming down to Karen Ford. Underneath to Leah Still, out to Kaya Williams. Williams drives into the paint, Euro steps, left hand, good.
Great drive right there.
Oh, it's strange to say that the Lady Pioneers actually led the rebounding category at the half, as it is now 59-44 rebounds.
Looks like that was Patsy Johnson who just knocked down that three.
Yeah, you don't need rebounding when you make the threes. As it is now 90-53. Here's Kaya Williams with an answering three attempt. No good. Rebounded by the Bearcats, Bianca Massey. Massey to Patsy Johnson. 1 minute to go. Stolen by Shamira Brown. Boy, Shamira Brown doesn't have a first gear. She is always, just always moving and always moving fast. And it worked there as Kiana Foster gets the layup. Assist from Shamira Brown. Final minute of play. Patsy Johnson moves to the right side, pulls up for three. Not comfortable with the 90-55 lead as she pulls up for a three with time winding down. Kaya Williams has the ball after the layup on the second chance point is good. 30 seconds left to go. Kiana Foster to Shamira Brown. Brown turns around from the near wing, pulling up for three. Hits nothing, and it goes out of bounds. So shot clock will be turned off. 20.2 seconds left to go. And the Bearcats have the ball. Patsy Johnson will slowly make her way down the floor. 15 seconds, and she will cross midcourt and hold on to the ball for the final 10 seconds of play. And it looks like this will be a final score, and it indeed will be, as the Bearcats will pick up a 92-55 victory over the Crowley Ridge College Lady Pioneers. Bearcats improve to 10-0 on the season. Lady Pioneers fall to 3-3. Telling of the final score as the scoreboard went off. Telling of the final score, Crowley's Ridge 55 falling to the Rust College Bearcats 92. We're going to take a short timeout. On the other side, get you post-game stats. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My name is Grayson Taylor, and I'm the campus minister at the Ridge Connection, which is the campus ministry on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College. College is a time that is possibly the most formative time in any person's life. It's where you find out who you might marry, figure out what you want to do with your life, and you figure out if your faith is legitimate, or you figure out if you believe in God at all. At the Ridge Connection, the campus ministry, we want to help you to find an authentic community of believers that is both encouraging and uplifting to you during your time in college. We hope that as you become more involved in our campus ministry, that you actually leave campus more like Jesus than you were when you walked in. We want to help you connect to God, connect to other people, and of course, connect on the campus of CRC. So follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook at The Ridge Connection. You can find us on Instagram at The Ridge Connect. We are so excited to see what God does through the Ridge Connection on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College.
This is Madison Sellers. You're listening to Crowley Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back for the final time as the Lady Pioneers fall to the Rust College Bearcats 92-55. Crowley's Ridge shooting 25% from the floor, 19 of 76. The Bearcats 33 of 82. From long range, the Lady Pioneers attempted 23, connecting on 5. The Bearcats 10 of 39. From the free throw line, Crowley's Ridge 70.6%, Bearcats 59.3. The turnovers, that's a big number. 23 for Crowley's Ridge, leading to 25 points off the turnover, 15 for the Bearcats. So it could have been worse with 23 turnovers, only coming back to 25 points, but it's the rebounding. Strange to say, at the half, Crowley's Ridge had one more rebound, I believe it was.
I believe so.
Bearcats had 61 in the final tally. Crowley's Ridge 44. Crowley's Ridge out-rebounded by nearly 20 in that second half. What happened?
I'm not sure. I think part of it was our girls got tired. Rust is one of those very athletic. They look to run you, and we may have gotten tired. We may not played as physical. They're a very physical basketball team. They're not afraid to run in from the three-point line and to go get that board. So just trying to go boxing them out, I think we really struggled in the second half to do that. Part of it being in a zone, not really being able to find your girl at that part probably played a factor, but I think that's really what happened.
Crowley's Ridge had the ball stolen away 19 times. Pioneers stole it away 9 times. As we look at the individual statistics, Jasmine Coleman led the Lady Bearcats with 12 points, 11 each out of Patsy Johnson and Zoe Alexander, and 10 points out of Shay Johnson. Shay Johnson, 1 assist away from a double-double. She had 9 first-half assists, did not record a single assist in the second half. She didn't play much. Didn't play, I don't think, any in the fourth quarter, maybe a little bit, a few minutes at the very beginning. Rebounds, Katie Blackman had 14 for the Bearcats, Jade Hill with 10. Crowley's Ridge led by the 5th double-double out of Madison Sellers, 16 points, 10 rebounds for the freshmen. Lottie Hoffman and Kiana Foster both tallied 8 points behind Sellers, 5 each from Kaya Williams, Lindsey Browning, Shamira Brown, Lizzie Roughton with 4, Nakaya Edwards with 2, Leah Still with 2, and Jamiria Johnson with 1 point. Every single player for both teams that touched the floor tonight recorded a point. That's one of those fun statistics you don't usually see. You usually have 1 or 2 that don't record any because they're only on for a minute or 2. But everybody got to get in the scorebook today. And so that will wrap things up for the women's contest. Again, Lady Pioneers fall to an even 3-3 record. Bearcats to a 10-0 season start. Next broadcast will be this Thursday. against the Mississippi University for Women out of Columbus, Mississippi. They will be visiting Paragould for a tip-off at 5:30. Interesting semi-doubleheader. However, the men will be 20 miles down the road at Williams Baptist. That tip-off is at 7. Obviously, we won't be there for that because we'll be here bringing you the women's game. We'll try to keep you updated for that men's game. Any final parting thoughts as far as the women's game goes before we wrap things up, Carson?
Just going into next game, try and keep confidence up. Shake this one off. Don't look too much at it. Take what you can away from it, but really go into next game confident. Just go play.
So we will wrap things up. If you're watching the live stream, we're going to stop this live stream, and with about 10 minutes left before tip-off, we'll be back for the pregame show of that game. But we thank you for joining us for the women's contest, and we will see you in about 10, 15 minutes. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.